Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365. Today we are going to focus on something that you sit on every day, not your rear necessarily, but the thing just below it, your hamstrings. So we're going to start off with the hamstrings. The hamstrings are tough because we have a relationship with them where they're not really like necessarily weak or strong or tight or loose, but they're just kind of stuck there. They're just kind of like way up there, and they can cause all sorts of troubles with reorienting your pelvis in a way that your back hurts and things like that. And by we, I mean me. So we are going to work on our hamstrings for our first exercise today. This is Fitness Land, so welcome. It's going to change, morph, as are we, throughout these 365 days of MP Strong 365 2026. Happy New Year, January 1st. Let's not rush it. So, what I'm going to start with and what you're going to start with is one round of technical. So, use your mind a little bit more as you think about your hamstring. So, the hamstring is behind this muscle here. Unfortunately, we don't have him facing backwards, but they are the muscles that make your leg do this. Okay, there are four of them. Some people don't know that. So there are kind of two on the outside and two on the inside. So oftentimes when you're moving around, your hamstrings are a big part of that action. You'll notice sometimes like women, well, people talk about their inner thighs getting fat. That's more of a consequence of your hamstring or the back of your leg not doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. You see runners, they do the kick a lot, the kickback, that comes from your hamstring as well. And your hamstring connects from the base of your bottom all the way to the back of your knees. So we're going to start on our back, re-envisioning the bridge. I hate bridges. I don't know a single person who likes doing bridges. Bridges are a classic PT exercise. I have my gliders here as well. Socks work with hard floors, pieces of plastic work if you're on a carpet, or nothing at all. The gliders can just make things a little bit more spicy as you're doing some of these exercises because you have to stay still or else the thing will slide. Alternatively, you can work to slide the thing in, creating tension. So what we're doing is just starting at square one with planting our feet, toes all down, as if you were resting your 5 fingers atop a piano or a keyboard. You're going to rest those 5 toes down into the floor. Okay, so now when you do this, you'll notice how much your weight is like sort of sliding out with your legs and you feel pressure on your knees. Try instead to drag that light pressure in from the heel and then replant the toes. You'll already maybe start to feel your hamstrings light up a little bit. Second, shimmy the shoulder blades underneath you and just draw your shoulders down away from the ears. Rest your palms on the floor and take a big breath in through your nose, which I just did. Big breath in through the nose. And it'll just come out the way it comes out. Great. So now with light weight in your hands, or if you want to start with no weight in your hands, that's fine too. Light weight in the hands, no weight in the hands, you're going to rise up into your bridge. So I am starting my timer here, and what I should have done on the very first start of this workout, but I'm still in my bridge. Like I'm in my bridge right now. I call this the heat bridge or the isometric bridge because I'm contracting through some muscles underneath me to keep my butt in the air, right? And where I'm staying is in this position and knowing what I want to get out of it, which is heat in the hamstrings, activation in the hamstrings. So the underbelly of your legs is going to start to feel heated, right? It's going to start to get some more oxygen, some more blood flow. And we're going to stay in this isometric bridge. Now, what you'll notice here too is that your back will like pump up your legs for you. So we want to work against that by just dragging those shoulder blades down, lifting the hands up away from the floor. And we'll take another breath in and we'll start trying to flatten out your body from the spine so that you're not looking like a little curvy shape all the way up. Try to create like a ramp from your ribs down to your hips through your thighs. Okay, so we're thinking about pumping the hip flexors up a little bit And I'm heated, like I'm fully heated, and my big toes are splaying away from the floor. Press those big toes back down into the floor, drag the heels slightly in, push through the glutes up into the air just a little bit, and then shimmy your shoulders down just a little bit more. Now, this is like a lot of heat. Your temptation to move your feet around, to drop out of the bridge is probably quite strong during this activity. I don't blame you. It's been a minute and a half. So now we're going to lower that bridge down and just cup one knee into the chest. Big inhale. Release that leg back down. Cup the other knee into the chest. Big inhale. And let that leg back down. Great. Now we'll come back up into the bridge and we're going to march. And this is like where it gets to be the crescendo of the bridging exercise. So we come up, toes are planted. Pressure is slightly in, heels into butt. Hands are probably slightly pressed, at least for the first part. Sometimes you can squeeze up on your elbows, just, get a little extra credit, muscle activation there, squeezing on your elbows. And now we'll just lift a leg. And when I lift a leg, I'm not lifting it a foot in the air. I'm not lifting it 5 feet in the air. I'm not kicking it up. I'm trying to lift it like I was walking. So sort of this indiscernible step up and then through to the other side. So as you do this, you'll already start to notice where it's easier on one side than the other. I want you to clench your stomach a little bit. This has a sneaky beneficial side effect to keeping yourself level and square as you are marching in your bridge. I'm trying to figure out if my foot is planting in the same spot that it started with. It's okay if they plant in sort of different places, but this is where you take this back with you. You take this home with you. You take it into your day with you. When you're marching into this bridge, if you're just thinking about when is this going to be done, how many reps do I have to do, that's fine, but you'll get a D on the exam. You showed up, you took the exam, you got a D, you got over half the questions right. Congratulations, but it's still a D. To raise this to A grade, all we need to do is think about what the point is for when we are moving into our daily lives. So if I'm marching in my bridge, I can think about every time I take a seat and I kind of lift my leg up a little bit away from the chair, where is the underbelly of my legs? When I'm doing a walk, can I feel these hips staying sort of stable and keeping the hamstrings active underneath my body as I'm going through my movements throughout the day? Now, I do have an urge now to drop out of that bridge and to go into a little bit of a leg opener just to release some of those hamstrings from the outside. And one of those 4 hamstrings, they kind of relax out. Your adductors, your inner thighs get a little bit of a stretch. So great. That was it with the marching bridges and the bridges. Okay, now I'm just kind of letting them hinge out. If you can't do this, start on the floor and go from here. See, it's the same thing. It just brings in a few different muscles and it makes it a little bit less challenging to hold that leg up. Any way you do it, it's more so that you're focusing on what the moving part is, what the point is. So the point is here is to stretch the hamstring by squeezing the quad a little bit. You can keep your foot flexed. Take a couple more, and then we'll go ahead and switch sides. And again, you can do it with the leg up in the air or from down on the floor. This is something you can do in a chair. And look, I'm sitting in a chair right now. Just imagine me 90 degrees, right? You can do this on a plane, on a train, in an automobile. Well, maybe not if you're driving, but you can do these sorts of things just as you're seated throughout the day. It's a nice way to release the spine, actually, by just moving the leg around that joint, because we're all connected. All right, next exercise. We are going to do knee push-ups. So your hamstrings should feel all nice and warm and active. And we're going to keep those hamstrings warm and active this entire set of push-ups on your knees. If you're thinking you're too good for this, maybe you are. You could do them on your toes, but you're not going to get the hamstring. We want the hamstring. So, and again, I am starting from Square one. So July 1st, I'm going to look back at this video and see like, man, your butt was like so flat at that point. Like your back was so arched. Like you look so much better now. This is a great bar exercise too. So right now I'm working. You should be in this position now too, working. If you're just watching because you're trying to learn, perfect. So when you're doing push-ups on your knees, they can be super quality. One thing I just did to make them quality was pull your toes into your bum and keep those feet attached near your butt the entire time. I dare you to do this for 20 times and not let your feet slide out. So this makes this half of a hamstring exercise. Now look what I just did. Or if you're staring down, what I just did was drag those knees, pulling the knees sort of into my chest a little bit, and then pulling the feet up into my butt. Okay, tuck the belly in. You can keep the hands away from the ribs. Sometimes in yoga and bar, they'll have you do it with your hands very close to the ribs or attached to the ribs. That is up to you and your wrists. Hey, Monica, my wrists hurt. I can't do this. Solution: grab a set of dumbbells, put them in your hands. Or if you don't have dumbbells or handles, you can go on your fists. That is completely acceptable for something like this. The dumbbells are nice because if you have them, they'll tell you how much pressure you're putting on your hands. They keep your fists strong, and you can push up into those dumbbells. So I'm going to do them without dumbbells for now, and I'm going to try to grip the floor with my fingers, keep those feet attached to my bum, and we'll go all the way down to the floor. Breathe in on the way down and out on the way up. There's no perfect answer to when you breathe. It's just that you breathe. So breathe in and out. I'd like you to come down all the way to the floor, and when you're on the floor, kiss those heels up towards your butt. That's two. Not that we're counting, because it's less about how many you do and more so that you have those checkpoints. Am I breathing in on the way down? Are my heels still kissing up towards my butt? This will keep the hamstrings that we just spent a lot of time working on good at the fore. Good. Keeping those hamstrings on, pulling your heels into your butt. Try to get the front top part of your thighs kind of open and flat. So some people call them hip flexors. So we lengthen the hip flexors. So we're pushing up, getting the front part of you sort of long and flat. My hamstring is about to cramp up, which is awesome. That means it's working on my left hamstring. And I ran earlier, so I'm just going to release that hamstring, squeeze up on the quad, and then drag it back in and keep going. Good. If you get a little Charlie horsey, squeeze up on your tailbone and your butt, release the muscle, and then bring it right back in. Good. Regardless of whether you pause during this set, just keep going. I'm going to spend the last 6 shrugging my shoulder blades and pushing away from the floor. If you're at the point where you cannot go to the floor anymore, shrug your shoulders. It's kind of like, I don't know if I can do these, but I'm going to try it. I don't know, shrug your shoulders. I don't know, shrug your shoulders. Do 3 more, whatever format you're doing. Good. Hamstrings, kiss those heels up to the butt. One more time. And we'll come back into our child's pose recovery. That means wide knees, and your bum goes between your knees. Your spine gets longer. Your armpits approach the floor. The butt of your palms is pushing down into the floor to get that traction to lengthen the spine. Take a swallow. Take an inhale. Slide forward into tabletop. Good stuff. We are on our 4-minute plank, so we're going to come up into that half kneeling position and get ready for our 4-minute plank. I am good. We are going to do our second set as turbo, so it's going to go a lot faster. So to refresh, started with the hamstrings. The hamstrings are still here. Check this move out. If I fall down, which is likely during my lifetime, I fall down. Oh no, what catches me? All of that work that we're doing here will help catch you when you fall. Okay? So our 4-minute plank is going to be all sorts of dancing. I'm going to start the timer in 10 seconds, and when you need to come out, don't come out, take a knee or take both knees. All right, so on your elbows, toes, and all 5 toes on each foot are in the floor. I've got so much time to just like work through and perfect this and focus on different muscle groups because this is a whole body exercise. You are free to dance in your plank. I know that the plank, you're supposed to be long and flat, and I am not right now. And if you don't have a mirror, you don't have to use a mirror. What I want you to use is you looking at and imagining how long your spine is right now from the back of your neck all the way down to your tailbone. So close your eyes. If you've taken a knee, you can still think about how long is my spine from top to bottom. Oh, that's funny. I just got a phone call. And we'll switch knees. If you have a knee down, just go ahead and put the other knee down. You're still focused on the exact same thing. Bring the other knee up in the air. Let's keep up in our plank. Again, if you're on your knees, you're still focusing on the same thing. So now on my plank, I'm going to try to get my shoulders down away from my ears and sway back and forth, just little bits forwards and backwards. Little bits forwards and backwards. Try to get your wrists down deeper into the floor. Good. Bring your feet all the way together. You can keep swaying. You can tip your feet off to one side. You can spread out your feet very wide away from one another. Always the option to come down onto your knees, pulling pressure in from your ribs to your hip bones. So if my stomach gets more contracted, my 10 toes are in the floor, I'm hoping that my spine is at least relatively flat, but you can kind of wring it out like a sponge. Good. I'm going to spend the next 30 seconds with my feet slightly further apart away from each other and dance the kneecaps. Good. All these little adjustments are rendering you with a longer, flatter, total body, isometric hold. That means every muscle is contracted. I'm going to keep bringing my shoulders down away from the ears. You don't talk so good when you're holding a plank. And guess what? We only have like a minute left. So now I'm going to tick tock from side to side. If you're like, this sucks, I don't want to do this anymore, lay on your back and put your legs up in the air like you just got tipped over in a chair. Or stay with your knees and stretch out through the upper body. Take a knee down, no problem. Keep the end goal in mind, which is I want a long, flat spine, I want a tight, tucked tummy, and I want to be able to feel the muscles in my legs and my upper body. Take the other knee down, take the other knee up. You can even lift that leg up and down a couple of times, just testing out what 4 corners of your plank are still working for you. I'm going to finish on both sets of feet. I cannot talk in a plank once it gets to this last few seconds here. We've got 20 seconds of a perfect plank hold, so whatever you were going to do but stop doing, do it again. Tuck your tailbone in, pull your stomach in, long, flat spine. Last 2 breaths. In 3, 2, and 1. Great job. All right. We're done with our plank. We're going straight into up downs. If you don't want to do up downs, you can do leg raises on the floor. So the leg raise will be like this. We're focusing on lifting leg up with the abs, not with the leg. So that's like, I'm not feeling it today with my upper body, okay? Just do it with the abs and the leg. Totally fine. We're going to do some up downs. Start on your forearms. Come up onto the hands. I don't care how you get there. Just come up onto a full push-up position. Okay, we're going to perfect this as we go. We're going to come down using the right arm first. I just switched the order here. So right arm comes down first. Right arm comes up first. Good. Your goal in these is to have very little wibble wobble through the hips. So you're pushing straight up and coming straight back down. Try to come up in the same spot that you went down in. Still leading with the right for 2 more reps. Still leading with the right for 1 more rep. Now I'm going to lead with the left. Good. Squeeze up on your kneecaps. How tight can you get those quad muscles, those thighs? Good. That'll make your come up have more muscle recruitment to get you up in one flat line and down 3 more times. Pull the belly button into the spine. Try for 1 inhale. Last time. Good. Stay in a push-up position. Stretch into your down dog. If you couldn't do that because of your wrists or your feet or your shoulders at all, some of the do-insteads are simply, I hope this is not stop recording. Okay. Yes, we're good. So some of these do-insteads, like I cannot do those up-downs. Again, you can do them on your knees. You can stay on your elbows. You can take dumbbells and work through those instead. You can even do a set of bicep curls or a set of arm circles, anything to keep you moving. All right, so kneeling chop. This is our second to last exercise. We're going to come into a kneel. I'm going to take, all right, non-dominant leg. So I'm going to take my right leg. I always do my left leg first. So first thing I'm going to do is drop my shoulders down away from the ears and just let that weight hang out on the inside of the front leg. There is a muscle that goes from your armpit down to your hip bone. It's called your lat muscle. It's the longest muscle in your body. So we are going to work on that muscle. Again, armpit to hip bone. Got it? All right. Armpit to hip bone on the left side of my body. The left side of my body, armpit to hip bone, all the way up and then back down. Now, you saw what happened there maybe? My leg moves around. My goal is to keep my leg in the same spot as I do my chop. The reason I'm not talking as much on this is because it's a very coordinated movement, but it's also kind of a throwing behind your back. If you're reaching up to get something from a high cabinet, if you're pulling your belly button into your spine to get a nice overhead press, if you're pulling something across the body or like trying to get your coat on and you've got to turn your spine to do it, this chopping motion will help. I'm swinging. I'm letting it swing because I'm using that momentum to drive the challenge of staying stable on my lower half, pushing that front foot down purposefully into the floor. Good. 2 more times. All right, good. Stretch that up. Now, I'm going to get a quick set of crunches in here between sides. My right leg was forward. My right leg was in front of me. My right leg was in front of me. I tend to forget these things. Cross that right leg atop your left knee. We get a stretch in the outside of the hip. We pull those legs up. If you don't want to pull the legs up, leave them down on the floor. We're doing crunches. Why are we doing crunches? Well, right now I was doing crunches kind of cocking my head forward like a little bird. I don't want to do that. You want to think about your head being last to leave the floor. That's why we interlace the fingers behind the head. There's no right or wrong. It's just what you're trying to get out of it. So if I want my top abs to do the work, then I'm going to leave my head behind. And even if I only get an inch up, I'm coming up from my stomach and not from my neck. So we keep the front of the neck exposed, long. We squeeze through the stomach. Good. Why is the leg crossed? It gets a nice little stretch on the outside of the hip. So if you have your legs up in the air, you can feel that intensity rise up. But if you're leading with your head, try to re-engage that stomach to lead your way up. even if it means you only get up a little bit, which is the case with me. 2 more times. Good. Go and relax that. We'll come up. Left leg is forward. In your chop. All right. So let that weight hang out on the inside of the left leg. And we're going to focus on the right side is getting long from the hip bone to the armpit. So we come up and stretch along that right hand side. Good. I'm just focusing on my breath. I really like chops because they're kind of half flexibility. And yes, my leg could probably stay a little bit less wobbly, but I'm just focusing on stamping that front foot down into the floor as I stretch through that right side of the body from the hip to the armpit. No weight, no problem. Do it without weight, right? No range of motion, can't lift your arms over your head, do it at chest level. 2 more times. Good. All right. I'm going to take that down to the floor. Left leg crosses over. Flip sides just to change it up. Left side crosses. I'm going to leave the leg up in the air. I'm going to come into my crunches. Another way to think about crunches is you're getting long from here, the hip bone to the bottom rib, as long as you can, to as, oh, my back is so tight, to as short as you can. As long as you can, to as short as you can. If you want to do it with your hand or hands on your midsection, your waistline, that is perfectly acceptable. You'll just, kind of have to be mindful of how much your neck is doing the work for you. So I'm going to split the baby here and do one hand on my waistline and the other hand resting behind my head. Now I'm going to lift up that leg and continue. And I'm going to speed it up. I tend to go a little bit more slowly in exercises just because it helps me know what the heck I'm trying to do. There is value to speed, and we will do some stuff with speed. 3, 2, and 1. All right, good stuff. So those are our chops. Those are our figure 4 crunches. Last thing we're going to do is a front lunge with a pickup. This is as much real life as you can possibly get because we pick stuff up away from the floor all the time. And we have about 2 minutes to get this done. And then we're going to do our turbo round. So if you don't want to do any more today, just snap it off. You can always come back later or check us out tomorrow. The object that you pick up could be nothing. It could be very, very heavy, like, I don't know, 25 pounds is, heavy, right? So I'm going to start with a 10 pound. And I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put it down. If you don't want to put anything down or pick it up, that's fine. If your hard today is to take a step and then come back, that's hard enough. Like sometimes that's hard enough, right? I stumble on the way out or I can't get back from my step. Now notice, I'm not doing much of anything like with my knees. This is not a lunge, but I am lunging towards something relative to my natural gait. So when you're doing a lunge towards something, you need to know that if you don't want to fall forward, you got to keep some of that weight in the back leg, okay, to be able to come back from that lunge. It's also, again, just great for the muscles. So it makes you look good, but you also move good, right? The mom is like getting crazy about my anti-grammar there. But regardless, we are going to lunge down, set our object on the floor, and come up without it. Then we're going to go down and get it. Now, when you go down and get it, the tendency will be to round from the spine and look at it. You know where the thing is. You know it's right down there. You don't got to look at it. If you keep your eyes slightly forward, it will improve your posture by magnitudes. If I'm bowing to you, I'm not going to sink my eyes down. So I want to bow down. That takes a lot from the hips in terms of mobility. So if you're not there today, you want to, but are like, I want to wait, just leave yourself with the weight. That's okay, right? The range of motion will come. It's the motion that we have to start with. We're just taking a long step and picking something up off the floor. I'm going to do 2 more times. Progress, not perfection. Is that what they say? So 1 last time with a long flat spine, switching immediately to the other side. Whatever leg is your dominant leg, all that really means is that you tend to do stuff with it first. Here's the most fun test for that. Approach a flight of stairs and see which one you always step with first. If it's your right foot, then you're probably right side dominant. And if it's your left foot, then you're probably left side dominant. I always step first with my left. I always reach for something with my left. But my right side tends to be the stabilizer because it's not moving around. It's just staying there, hence the word stabilizer. So my right side doesn't like to do the movement. It likes to stay stuck in one spot. Your sides of your body are siblings. They are not twins. They are related. They work together, but they do not have the same characteristics. One side is not bad. You don't call it like, oh, that's the bad child and that's the good one. It's neither bad nor good. It's just how functional it is for what you want it to do. So we talk about getting symmetry, sameness in one side of the body versus the other. The only importance for that really is that you are then able to move either side of you the same exact ways, which is just like not going to happen in actuality, but it's something to strive for less crookedness. So we kind of look the same, feel the same, act the same on both sides of our body, knowing that one side will always be dominant. Okay, everybody, that was set 1. Technical. Goodbye if you're leaving, and we're going to rock through this with no explanation. Turbo, it's going to take about 8 minutes. So, and we will start in 10 seconds. So do whichever got to do. We're going to drop down into our bridge. We're going to go right into the marching bridge. So get yourself seated on the floor. Everything about this series is an exercise. The way I get down on the floor, I'm going to squat down, and I'm going to try to get on the floor with as little assistance as possible. Get up in your bridge. I'm going to go hands free. You can go hands down. Up in the bridge. And we're marching. We're not really marching, though. Nobody watching you should be able to see anything because your foot is lifting so slightly away from the floor. The less you look like you're moving, the more you will feel it inside your body. Good. The less you move your foot up and down, the more challenging it is, the more of like a squeeze of a clench of those hamstrings. Good. Touching all 5 toes down into the floor on the foot that stays behind. Letting your fingers sprinkle up to the ceiling. Good. Letting those front parts of the hips get longer, flatter, taller. Good. Left hamstring is still threatening to cramp up, but that's because it's not as active as the right one. And we'll go 4 big breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. All right, big stretch. One or both legs. One leg, other leg, do a little can dance. And we'll flip right over into our knees push-ups. The hamstring is just hilarious. I'm going to do it with my arms grazing the ribs as they come down. Kiss your heels to your butt every time. Keep the spine long, and we come down to the floor or as close as you can get. Keep all 5 fingers attached to the floor. Keep your heels towards your butt. Try to think about a long, flat spine and pressing just the top part of your hips slightly forward as you come down and up. Inhale down, exhale up. for 6, and up, 5, and up, kiss your heels, 4, squeeze your shoulder blades, 3, big breaths, arms on the sides of the ribs if you can get there, and we come out of that, 5-second child's pose, wide knees, butt between the knees, armpits relax down into the floor, and come up out of that, 1 minute plank, elbows and toes. Yes, we did 4 minutes last time. Sorry for those who didn't stick around. Don't tell them this one is only 1 minute, starting right now. Elbows and toes, everything flat. If you want to elevate this, you can march just like we did on the bridge. Minuscule movement, one foot lifts, the other foot lifts. If you are here and you don't want to do it on your toes, drop down to your knees. Hold everything tight. Try to relax the upper body. Relax the upper body. Counterintuitive. Relax the upper body. Take it down to your stomach, to your glutes, to your thighs. Play the piano with your fingers. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Yes, you're like almost done already. Squeeze your booty. Give a smile. This is awesome. Good. 2 and 1. And drop down from your plank. Excellent. Let's come into the up downs. Start in a push-up position. Come down, leading with the left arm, down and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. Yes, that's halfway. Yes. Push. Good. Turbo. 3, up, 2, up, 1, up. Good. Hold push-up position. 1 second rest. Come down with the right. This sucks. Down and up. More abs. Down. More legs. Down. Keep the form clean. Get that extra push from chest level all the way up. Full body goes up. Full body goes down. Less wibble wobble. More flat spine. 3, 2, last one. Good stuff. Oh boy. Kneeling chop. Kneeling chop. You can add weight, whatever you like. Stay with the same one. Plant the left foot forward and swing it up. Down. Whoops. Up. Front foot was not planted. You can think about planting the back shin on the floor as well. Capturing the weight between your hands more tightly. If you feel it anywhere above the shoulders, drop that weight down hard into your legs. Keep that weight pressurized down into your feet, into your legs, into the floor. Eyes relax. From armpit to hip. From armpit to hip. And we're setting that weight down. Oh, yay, I broke a sweat. That's exciting. Left foot over the right. Legs up, bent at the knee. Hands behind your head. Those are figure 4 crunches. You can add movement or leave your legs where you want to leave them, meaning you can move them up and down. You can leave them in the air. It's most important that you keep moving through this and that you focus on pushing up from your top abs and not your head. Push, top abs, push, top abs. Think stomach, think gut punch. Whew. Good, whew. Good. Foot down. If it's up in the air, that makes it harder in some ways. Push out on that left knee. Good. Plant your right toes on the floor. Good. Keep your feet on the floor. Just the one foot. The other leg knee pushes out. 2 and 1. Good. Come up. Last set of chops. Right foot forward. Left shin down. Stretch up through that left side body. Now we're starting to feel it. Good. Full side body, armpit through the hip bone. Front leg, I notice, is wobbling a little bit. I'm going to try to push that down just an inch further. Relaxing the eyes. Three more times. Good. All right. On the ground. Right ankle crosses over the left. Pick your legs up bent at the knee. And crunch. 2, 4. Resist the urge to just get up for the sake of getting up. My leg is up in the air, so it reduces the range of motion I can get with my crunch because it's like hard, right? So just try to lead with the stomach. If you get 1 centimeter off the floor, that's good, as long as you feel it in your middle stomach. Good. Set that foot down. Good. Keep pressing out on the right knee. Put your hand wherever you need to remember what you're working on, either the hip, the waistline, the sides of the waist, the stomach, for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring it up, front lunge with a pickup. We're going to alternate our legs, and we're going to do 20 total. Feel free to add weight. I'm going to add weight. 15 pounds. Oh my gosh. That was a good stretch. Always stretch. All right. So this is lunging forward. Set the weight down. Come up without it. You can keep it if you want. I lied about alternating sides. It's too much for today. So we're going to go same side. And I'm going to focus on my form of flat spine. And cleaning up the wibble wobbles. That's wobbling in my ankle, my knee, my hip. That's watching the spine get a little bit rounded. So maybe you airplane out, do a little something to style it up a little bit. That way you can get that flatter spine. If the floor is not your land today, keep the weight. Go down to the knee. That's fine. I'm going to do a couple where I keep the weight. Last 2. And last 1. Great. Let's switch sides. Final shebango. Be sad because the rest of your life is kind of less exciting than this, from at least mine is. After I get this done, literally that's it, right? I, what do I have to look forward to besides, I don't know, doing dishes or doing the stuff in my life that makes me happy. But on my next walk, maybe I won't feel trapped. I'll feel open. I'll feel fluid in my walk. Maybe the next time I sit at the computer, I'll feel my hamstrings underneath my butt. I'll feel risen in my chair up to do the job. And when I get up from my chair, after I've been hunched over, and that length, oh my gosh, that we just established between the hip bone and the armpit has diminished, I know where to find it. I know how to get it back. I've done my chops. I've done my lunging get-ups, right? We've got 3 more. You can think about the next time you drop something on the floor, that's an opportunity. How am I going to get it? How am I going to get it? How am I going to tie my shoe the next time? Last time, tie your shoe like a champ. Be proud. You did it. Congratulations. Set 1 technical, set 2 turbo, January 1st, 2026. We're very excited, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.